Daktari, and we don't know what the reason is. So I told him, okay, let me try and find out what's going on. I actually called the IG of police and asked him what's going on, because we were all aware of the dispute with Nairobi Hospital. And certain pronouncements had been made by the highest office in this land, and we are not going to fear speaking about these things. That question of Nairobi Hospital was going to be resolved the mambo ni matatu way. You all had it. And the president actually owned up later that he's the one who gave the orders to do what happened to Dr. Obwaka.
The leadership of the church, led by Reverend Anataka and the clergy who is here. My name is Sifuna. I am the senator of Nairobi, and I have come here in my capacity as a friend of the family. I'll give you a brief story, then you'll understand. There's a gentleman in this family called Jackson. Can stand up there. You can see both of us are fairly young, so we've not known each other as long as some of the doctors who studied. But I have known this gentleman for over 15 years now. He has taken care of all my vehicles. From the first Mazda Denyu that I bought, he's the one who's taken care of it. And now he takes care of my vehicle, my wife's vehicle, my sister's vehicles, my brother's vehicles, my office vehicles, all the vehicles. He's a good man. You can see it, Jackson. And I keep telling people that in this city, relationships are more important than money. There's things that Obwaka does for me that these other politicians always ask me, who did this for you and how did he come up with it? He knows the vehicle that I used for the campaigns in 17 and even the one that I'm using now. He does amazing things, Reverend. When we were doing Maandamano in 2017 and 23, I've been to so many of them, to forgive me. The police would destroy our vehicles. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos. They would break the windows and throw tear gas inside. It would take Obwaka just like a few hours, and that same vehicle would be back on the road, and people would be like, how is it possible that the damage we saw yesterday, how come these vehicles are ready for the next Maandamano? So I have known him for all those years. And Reverend, on the day that Daktari was arrested, I was actually going to Meru. And then he calls me, and I think he put Dr. Chris on the phone. It was Chris, right? And he told me, Sifuna, they have arrested Daktari, and we don't know what the reason is. So I told him, okay, let me try and find out what's going on. I actually called the IG of police and asked him what's going on, because we were all aware of the dispute with Nairobi Hospital. And certain pronouncements had been made by the highest office in this land, and we are not going to fear speaking about these things. That question of Nairobi Hospital was going to be resolved the mambo ni matatu way. You all had it. And the president actually owned up later that he's the one who gave the orders to do what happened to Dr. Obwaka. So I called the IG. Of course, the IG feigned ignorance, said he was not aware of what was going on. But he was at a police station. I was like, just call, I think it was Pangani, whoever the OCS is. Some of us, because we're still young, even if you threw me in for 2 weeks, my wife wouldn't even notice. Because I'm away so much, like, what we're doing running around the country. Every once in a while, it's my daughter will remind her, oh, let's call daddy. And that's like a week and a half later. But I told him, that is a very old man. I'm sure at his age, he must be frail. Just give him whatever cash bail conditions you can give him. Let him go home, So it is quite surprising. It's quite surprising. And the Reverend has given us very good sermon here saying that every generation must find its purpose and fight it during its generation. You can imagine reading this eulogy. In 1982, when Dr. Obwaka is getting his master's, Sifuna is being born, So they have a fight of their generation. We have ours. And I want to assure this church, it's not as if we don't hear the call of our own generation for the things that we need to do for this country to stop some of the things that Dr. Obwaka had to go through after all this life of service that he served in this country. It is not possible. And I am very encouraged because
it says here that he believed true leadership required courage and sacrifice, and that we must stand up to defend good governance. I am telling you, we go around this country and people ask us, what do you want to do for us? How about we just return the country to the rule of law, that disputes between board members and institution can be resolved amicably under the law? What is wrong with that? I mean, why is that not enough? If really we want to build a country that believes in the values in our constitution, if I have a dispute with you, can I trust the judge that you will not go and see the judge behind the door? That even if you don't see the judge behind the door, behind the tent, as they say, if he makes a decision, you will respect that decision. How are we in this mambo ni matatu dispensation? So I want to make this commitment here, that I actually believe as a leader in this country, that the call of our generation is to return the country to the rails of values. We want to live in a country that is free. We want to live in a country that is fair, governed by the rule of law. If you lose in court, you have lost. You respect the court orders. It cannot be that someone in a big office somewhere can come and personally determine a case that has nothing to do with him. So with those many remarks, I just want to say, pole to the family, assure the nation, assure Nairobi, assure all of you that we as a generation will answer the call, and we're hoping to God that you will be there with us. I thank you, and may God bless you. May Mzee rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much. Oh, I need to explain why I speak from here, because I could see the leadership of the church. Just like we have explained the separation of powers, we must respect the separation of church and state. And as a politician, you know those old men who went up there, they have what we call an old man pass. Those ones can do what they want because of the service they've rendered. But for the rest of us, we must honor this holy ground and allow only the word of God to proceed from there. So that's the reason why I always insist on doing it from here, and I hope you will understand. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.